Code.
So we are about to start access list.
Yeah.
So access list is basically access control list are a group of commands configured on router. Okay, so to control your traffic means whether it be an inbound, whether it would be outbound from one network to another. Basically, that is done by access control list.
Yeah.
Okay, basically it's a layer 3 and layer 4 security.
Yeah.
Okay. So router basically what it does, it will just examine each and every packet which has been forwarded or dropped into it. It means the outbound or the inbound packets being entered into the interface based on the ACL conditions which you have specified.
Yeah. Yeah. ACL is basically classification tools. It classifies the traffic, either match or not
Yes.
match. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So basically, if it matches any rule in ACL, basically, then if there are any allow rules and it matches that, basically that packet will be forwarded. If not,
Yeah.
then basically
This ACL, they classify it, and then they based on its match or not match, it refers this to access group, which is another features.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, control network traffic improves your network performance, right? And basically, it can provide a basic level of security for the network access.
Correct. Yeah.
Can
Most
filter, filter.
all the firewalls nowadays, majority are pretty much access list, right? Isn't it access
Yeah.
list? Yeah.
So basically, no. So what will happen if in the router perspective, you see the assets will be configured. Okay, so it's like means not overall full security it provide, but yes, but at some point of view, basically they provide security for the network access. Means if the users are if you wanted to block some users, if you wanted to allow some users, so basically you can done that through ACLs. Okay.
Yeah.
So ACL can allow web traffic and block all email traffic. Depends how you configured your ACLs. Okay. So let's say this is one of the ACL. Here one of your architecture Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore. Okay. So here this 192.168.203.10 host should not communicate with 192.168.202.0 network.
Yeah.
Okay, it means basically this Bangalore LAN should not be able to communicate. In Bangalore LAN, basically the one PC 192.168.203.10, this one, this PC basically would not be able to communicate to Hyderabad LAN.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you can do it based on your ACL.
Yeah.
So what are the basic terminology you have in ACLs? Deny. It means basically it block a network, subnet, host, or service based on your requirement. Permit. It allows a network, subnet, host, or service. Source address. Address from where the request starts. Destination address from where the request ends. Inbound traffic coming into the interface. Outbound traffic going out of the interface.
Yeah. It also control the access of different port, such as
Yes.
telnet,
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, which is a layer 4 features.
Yes. It means the services you are trying to say. Means let's say there are certain TCP services like HTTP, RDP,
Yeah.
or HTTPS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
you
want
use
yeah,
abbreviation EQ, which is symbol of port.
equivalent.
Yeah, which is the
Yeah.
port command.
Yeah.
CL and then EQ.
So protocols. So basically, there are 4 protocols which is supported in ACLs. One is IP protocol. Second is TCP protocol, UDP, and ICMP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Operators basically EQ means equal to, NEQ means not equal to, LT means less than, GT means greater than.
Yeah.
Okay. Services basically HTTP, FTP, Telnet, DNS, DHCP, Okay.
SSH also, they did not mention SSH.
Yes. Yes means it can be any services, any
Yeah.
TCP service.
Yeah.
I just shown you the just an
Oh, okay.
example.
Okay. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are other services as well.
Yeah.
It depends on which service you wanted to allow, which service you wanted to block.
Yeah.
Okay. Wildcard mask. So you already know what is wildcard mask. Basically, it's an inverse of subnet mask. Okay. So a bit value of 0 indicates must match check bits, and bit value of 1 indicates ignore. Okay. So let's say for wildcard mask, for a particular host, if you are identifying any wildcard mask for a particular host, basically the wildcard mask would be 0.0.0.0
For host. Yeah.
per host,
Yeah.
for particular host.
Yeah. But then you have to use the keyword host.
Yes, correct. For
But
class A.
usually they don't mention that zero at the when you have a host. They don't mention that zero. They just mention the host and then IP address.
I'll tell you. In next slide, I'll tell you why basically we use this 0.0.0.0. Okay. Basically, what happens is if you are advertising, or if you are just using a network. Okay, let's say if you are using a class A network, 10.0.0.0/24. Okay. So for that, basically, we have a wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255, right?
Yeah.
Right. But at host, basically, we don't have any subnet.
Yeah.
So that's why when if that subnet is not available and it's just a single IP address on which we are allowing an access or denying an access.
Yeah.
So for that single IP address, basically the wildcard mask will become 0.0.0.0, because for particular host, if you see the subnet mask, it would be 255.255.255.255.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why basically we use 0.0.0.0 wildcard mask for a particular host.
Okay. Yeah, because I can remember that I used the host address keyword and then straight to the IP address. But I have not used any wildcards mask.
No, we can use it. I'll show you. I'll show you how it works. Okay. So working of access list. So basically, access list works on sequential order from top to bottom. If a match request is found, it does not check any further. Means it will not check other rules which you have configured in ACL.
Okay, yeah, because there's an implicit deny, so that automatically denies everything else.
Yes.
Unless you put the command match permit all or match any.
That's correct.
Permit
correct.
any.
So there should
permit any. That has to be an extended ACL.
Yeah.
But if you use permit any, then permit all. That's a standard.
Yeah. So there should be at least one permit statement. Okay. And in access is basically an implicit deny blocks all the traffic by default when there is no match. Okay. New entries are automatically added to the bottom. Can have one access list per interface per direction. Okay. Removing of specific statements in a numbered access list is not possible.
Yeah, because that's very difficult. You have to delete the entire ACL. But if you have a named ACL, when you use IP command at the first, you can particularly delete a sequence, and which is called access control entry.
Yes, correct.
ACL and SCE. SCE is the access control entry that gives you sequential orders, and you can delete a SCE from a named access list.
Yeah, correct. So ACL basically are of two types: IPv4 ACL and IPv6 ACL. IPv4 we have standard, extended. In standard, basically we have two named and numbered. Extended also we have two named and numbered.
But IPv6 there is no standard at all.
No, there is no standard extended. It's just an extended and named. Okay. So standard access control list. So the standard access list would be ranging from 1 to 99.
But they also have a like 1300 to 1999.
Yeah, that is basically, that is used for extended one, not for the standard ones.
No, when you have a standard access list, is you have a 1 to 99, and then you ran out of the number, then you can go to the 1300 to 1999, something like that. Yeah, before 2000. Those another group of number list.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can filter a network, subnet, or host standard access list. There is a two-way communication which will be going to stop in this standard access list. Okay. So all the services either be blocked or it would be allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
A standard is basically you have a source. It's only source address. You don't have any destination address here.
Yeah.
So, but when you have if it's in a VDY line, then you have to use standard access list. You cannot use extended.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So filters traffic based on the source address, implementers closest to the source. Sorry, destination. Okay, I'll tell you. So this is the command which you have to use: access hyphen list, ACL number, permit or deny, source address, source wildcard mask. Okay, and how it can be implemented based on the interface type, interface number. Then give a command IP access hyphen group, then the number, and then out or in.
Now, this is the one actually after matching this access group is the features that implement the access list. If it's a VDY line, then it's access class. They don't use access group in the VDY line.
Yeah. So access group basically is just an identifier of ACL which you have configured.
They actually execute them after matching.
Yes, after matching, that's correct.
Yeah, they will execute what the next action.
Yeah. So let's say here 192. This is an architecture, and here it's mentioned 192.168.201.10. It means this one. Chennai's LAN, basically LAN, one of the PC. Host should not communicate with 192.168.202.0 network.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, here as this is mentioned, standard access list basically it's configured on the closest to the destination.
Yeah.
Okay. So where it would be configured. So basically, this network is on Hyderabad LAN, right? So on a Hyderabad router, basically we can configure an ACL. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, we have to go to the global configuration mode. Once we enter the global configuration mode, then give a command access hyphen list 10. So 10 basically this number which we have using for identifying the standard ACL. And we are just giving a command deny 192.168.201.10. And after that, we are using a wildcard mask 0.0.0.0. Why? Because basically this is an host which we are using. So for host, basically the wildcard mask would be 0.0.0.0.
Yeah.
Okay. And make sure that once you just configure a deny, there would be a permit option as well.
Yeah.
Configure a permit.
Yeah. Permit any.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was going to say over here. If you use the host keyword after the deny, you don't need to use this wildcard mask,
Yes, that is done, but basically that is being on your extended one. I'll show you that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after that, access hyphen list 10 permit any, and then once you have configured any access list, just implement it on any of the interface which you are trying to interface fast Ethernet 0x0 hyphen access group 1 out.
Yeah.
So basically, you are just making use of this access list on this particular interface.
Yeah.
Okay. So once that is done, you can give a command show IP access hyphen list. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your access list configuration would be shown over there.
Mm-hmm.
If and you just wanted to check how it is basically works. So
Okay.
so once your access list is configured,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you are just trying to access this from this PC to any of the LAN in Hyderabad location,
Yeah.
okay, so traffic will go out of this Chennai interface and it will reach out to Hyderabad router. So
Yeah.
basically where the inspection starts.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
once that inspection starts,
Mm-hmm.
so it will on the router basically we have source IP address and the source port
Mm-hmm.
and destination IP address
Yeah.
and the port. Okay. So if you check if if there is an access list configured and there is any match rule,
Mm-hmm.
basically the packet would be get dropped.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say yeah, the traffic is going from 192.168.201.10. The traffic will go out of this particular interface and then it will reach out to Hyderabad router.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hyderabad router, basically the traffic get inspected based on the ACL which you have configured.
Yeah.
Okay. So once it sees there is a match rule of deny,
Mm-hmm.
basically, then the traffic would get dropped. The
Yeah.
data would be dropped on that particular interface.
Yeah.
Okay. And after that, if if let's say if any of the other machine like this one
Yeah.
192.168.201.20
Mm-hmm.
trying to communicate with the LAN of Hyderabad,
Mm-hmm.
okay, same process goes on. It inspects the data
Mm-hmm.
and it inspects the access list. If
Mm-hmm.
there is no match rule found,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so the next would be permit action. So permit action would be taken and the traffic would be allowed to that interface.
Yeah. It's sometimes you need to configure an ACL where like you have to go via you can let's say you have a router, you can directly telnet to the router,
Yeah,
but sometimes you are forbidden, you are like that router has been configured for certain interfaces to
yeah,
telnet it, or so that certain interface must be that certain IP address must be uh, in route IP address. That so then in in the intermediary in the intermediary devices, when you do that access list configuration,
yeah,
um, the you have to use both of them, uh, uh, both of the what I'm going to try to say is that first you see the show IP route, and then that intermediary address. That
yeah,
way, that route that you're trying to telnet, they will figure it out. What is the egress interface, and
yeah,
then you permit that egress interface to uh, telnet the ultimate route, and then
yeah,
in the intermediate route, you permit that specific this that specific host. So
yeah.
in that cases, you use both of the interfaces, both in and then out. Access
Yes,
class in and access class out. That's just a
yes,
little bit.
yes, yes. You can do that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the things that I did.
yeah.
You have to telnet a route, but you cannot directly do that. You have to go in route. You have to go via.
Yes. So basically, it depends on the requirement which you have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a little bit much more complicated than regular direct setup.
yeah, correct. So in standard access list, next is named.
Mhm.
So named access is basically instead of using a number, you can use a
Mhm.
name of that access list. So what
Mhm.
is the command you have to use? IP access
Yeah,
hyphen list standard.
the moment you use the command IP, that you are telling the router that you're creating a named access list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after that, permit or deny source address or wildcard mask. Okay.
Yeah. And then
implemented
every time you use a permit or deny statements, it's creating a sequence number.
Yes, correct.
And that's you can add within one access. This is very convenient. Then you can within 100 lines in an access list, you can delete a particular SCE. But if you say like a number access list, then you have to you have to use the no command to undo that as Excel, and then you have to use a separate line for that.
Yes,
That's very complicated. So
yes.
I don't know why. I mean, most of the places, did you work? I mean, most of the places that you work, did you use standard or use name access list?
Basically, we use named access list,
Yeah,
not the
that
standard
is
one.
how it was supposed to be. It's basically,
Basically,
it's very
standard is
convenient.
just means when the network basically started at that time, ACL started.
Mhm.
So basically, standard was just used for the small organization. If you are having a
Yeah,
bigger organization, so standard access basically won't work.
yeah,
And basically, we use extended named access list.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
basically
because
the features of
extended
extended access.
the moment you see that it is going telnet, it is doing port, it is doing you have to think that that's a layer 4, uh,
Yeah.
and
So
then
that's why in standard, basically, we can block all inbound, outbound traffic, right, for any of the destination and source.
yes, only for the
Okay.
layer 3, but extended
Yes.
is
Let's see.
layer
So
3 and layer 4.
that's why basically this is not recommended to configure. So basically, we use extended access list based on the
But
services, based on
when
the
you do
inbound,
the
outbound traffic. We block that or allow that.
yeah, but on the VDY line, have you ever used extended SEL and the line VDY line?
Yes, yes, we do. We do that basically to provide the telnet access to some of the users or some of the IP addresses. Basically, we
Yeah, because
use.
I thought that the VTY line it only allow standard access list. It doesn't understand the
See,
extended.
you can either configure a standard one or extended one on your
Okay.
router. You
Okay.
can't configure both access lists.
Yeah, because
Okay.
and because the VTO line is basically a source address, but
So
again,
basically,
if you use extended, then you probably have to use a stem command called any, right? Any at the end.
no. Basically, see, line VTY means what? Basically, it's a telnet, right?
Hmm.
So just we allow a telnet service or a block the telnet service based on the port which we configure. Okay.
Okay.
So after that, basically, it will provide access or it will deny.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. I started so I thought that line when it's a line VTY line, it
Mhm.
only when you use the access class group, it only supports standard SCL. It doesn't support extended SCL.
I'll show you. I'll show you in the next. There is a configuration for that. I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So here in access standard access list named uh, here 192.168.203.10 host
Mhm.
is this one. This IP this PC should not communicate with 192.168.202.network. Means this overall.
Mhm.
Okay. Hyderabad slang. So what is the configuration you have to do? It will be the same. Just instead of using a number, we are using a name here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
There would be a so there is a permit command, permit 192.168.203.10, 0.0.0.0, and then exit. So basically, if you allow a permit command, basically, if you are just configured a permit command, it means the other action which needs to be given, basically it would be denied. And
Yeah.
by default, it would be the traffic. If the rule matches,
Mhm.
it allows the traffic. If not, then basically the all the traffic which is trying to communicate with this
Mhm.
IP address particularly, they would be dropped
Yeah.
based on the deny.
Because of the implicit deny.
Yeah.
Uh,
So same interface fast internet 0 by 0 IP access hyphen group zoom out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after configuring this, basically your standard access list name is configured, and if you wanted to see that based on your traffic movement, so
Mhm.
basically it will inspect the traffic
Mhm.
based coming to the Hyderabad router. Basically, it is configured on the closest to the destination.
Mhm.
Okay. So the traffic originating from this Bangalore router, from this PC, it will inspect the traffic here on the ACL. If the rule matches, traffic would be allowed. If not, there would be a drop.
Yeah. Have you ever used the CBAC content-based access control list?
No.
Okay. And then have you ever the reflexive ACL?
Reflexive? No. We have not.
Reflexive one that you are allowed to like that will allow only you have a source address and have a destination address, and any traffic initiated from a source address, once it comes back, you don't have to. I forgot that. I forgot actually. You use a command called establish at the end of the ACL command, establish command.
I'm not sure about it. I'll check and get back to you.
Yeah, okay. That's I did that in the college.
Okay. Now extended access list, IPv4. So basically, extended access list is based on range is 100 to 199. It can filter network, subnet, host, and the service. Only one-way communication is stopped. Selected service can be blocked or allowed. Traffic filter will happen based on the source address, destination address, and the service implemented closest to the source. Okay. So what is the configuration you have to do? You have to give a command access-list ACL number, permit, deny, protocol here. You have to specify the protocol here.
Yeah.
Either it is TCP, means we are configuring ACL on based on the services.
Yeah, but most of the network administrator, they use both TCP and UDP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
When they configure it, permit TCP any, permit UDP any.
Yeah. So protocol, then the source address, source wildcard mask, destination address, destination wildcard mask, and the operator. Okay, so operator and service you have to specify. So service, it would be a port number of TCP.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you configure it, basically you have to implement it on the interface type and the number, and then give a command IP access -group number out or in based on the means which way traffic you wanted to allow or block.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, see, there are two rules which we are trying to communicate. One is 192.168.202 network, means this network basically should not able to access 192.168.203.10. It means this web service. Okay. Other than that, basically all the IPs originating from this LAN, basically it would be able to access other services. Okay. And at the same time, 192.168.202.0 network should not ping 192.168.201.10. So 201.0. It means basically we are blocking entire ICMP from this LAN to this LAN. Okay. So now what is the access list number configuration? First of all, you have to go to the global configuration mode and then give a command access-list 101. Basically, it's the number. And then deny TCP 192.168.202.0. Then wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. And then 192.168.203.10. 0.0.0.0. Basically, it's a wildcard mask for particular host. And then equivalent to 443.
Is okay. Okay. What is that? Is that a STT, right?
Yes, HTTP.
HTTP. So 80, port 80.
Yes, port 80. You can specify the port number as well. Okay. Instead of www, you can specify the port number as well, 80. Okay. That will also work.
Yeah.
Okay. And now access-list 101 deny ICMP 192.168.202.0, 0.0.0.255, 192.168.201.0, and then 0.0.0.255 echo. So basically, we are denying ICMP as well for this particular network, and then you have to give one permit command as well. Access hyphen list 101 permit IP any.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than this rules, basically, whatever the communication is happening, it should be permitted from.
So you're only denying HTTP and ping and HTTP.
Yes.
But if it is HTTPS, it should be allowed. It's going to be fine.
Yes.
If it's a HTTPS, then because HTTPS is very secure, so
yes, basically HTTPS have a different port number, right?
443. Yeah.
Yes, 443.
Yeah.
So that's why basically that would be allowed. Basically in TCP, what we do, we just use the port numbers to allow or deny the access, right? So based on the port number, it would be allowed. So for HTTP, basically port 80 would be blocked. At the same time, HTTPS will be accessed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now implement on the interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP access hyphen group 101 in. Okay. So basically we are just allowing, means we are just denying inbound traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. So show IP access list command will show you entire configuration you have done on the access list. How it works basically, when you try to access 192 from 192.168.202.20, means this machine accessing 192.168.203.10 web service. So basically it would inspect on the source itself. It would see that there is a deny rule. So basically on the source itself, the packet would be dropped. Okay. If the rule matches any deny rule. Yeah. Okay. If not, then basically traffic would be forwarded and it would reach out to the destination. Okay. Now see here 192.168.202.20 is accessing 192.168.203.10 telnet service. Okay. So basically it inspects, it sees there is no deny rule for telnet service basically. Okay. Based on the rules which you have configured. And if it's not, there is no deny rule basically, then it goes to the third rule basically, where you have permitted all the services. And then the packet will reach out to the destination. Okay. So that's how basically your extended access list works. Okay. Now extended access list name, same configuration, but instead of using a number, basically we use a name. We can permit deny protocol source based on the source wildcard mask, destination address, destination wildcard mask, operator, and the service. Same extended we have to implement on the interface based on the IP access group which we configure for inbound or outbound. Okay. Now here basically see here 192.168.202.10 host, means this host should access 192.168.201.10, means this host. Okay. On FTP service. Okay. And then 192.168.202.0, it means this one. This machine basically network should access any network. Any network telnet service. Any network means from here also they would be able to access, from here also they would be able to access. Okay. Now configure. First of all, we have to go to the global configuration mode and then give a command IP access hyphen list extended Cisco. Cisco basically we are just given the name of that extended access list. And then giving a command permit TCP 192.168.202.10 0.0.0 and then 192.168.201.10 0.0.0.0 equivalent to FTP. So basically we are permitting FTP service. Okay. other than whatever the services, if they are trying to access between these two machines, basically that would be denied.
Yeah, it's also permitting telnet.
Yes, it also permitting telnet, but telnet is permitted to all the networks.
Okay.
Okay, because we are keeping it the destination as any, right?
Oh, any. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have to implement it. Interface fastnet 0x0 IP access hyphen group Cisco in. Okay, you can check it. Check your configuration on the show IP access hyphen list command. Just give me a minute.
Now, don't you have to go line VTY and then use the access class configuration for the telnet?
Sorry, come again.
When you do the telnet, don't you have to go like VTY line and then access class, configure the access class?
No, not needed. We can basically in TCP base, it's a telnet is a TCP service, right? So we have to specify that service. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now,
I guess that's only for the that will apply only for the when you try to configure telnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So IPv6 access control list. So in this basically same basically creation would be done. IPv6 access hyphen list ACL name. Okay, and then give option permit, deny, protocol, IPv6 source address, prefix plan, IPv6 destination address, prefix plan, operator, and the service. Same like IPv4 extended access list, but here basically what we are doing, we are just changing the IP address here. Okay, instead of using an IPv4 address, we are using IPv6 address. Okay.
And also, instead of access group, you have to use an interface traffic filter.
Traffic filter, correct.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if it's a net use the same access list, but that's another feature, net, that I execute like access group, like access class. Then you have another feature, net, that also is the layer 4 implementations.
Yeah, correct.
ACL.
Yeah. So here fast Ethernet 0x1 2001:5555:1 is the IP address. For WAN 2001:5555:2. And here for LAN basically we are using 2001:1111:1. Here 2001:2222:1. And the network ID basically 2001:1111:1/64 is the prefix. We use the prefix same as it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what here mentioned is 2001:1111:10/128 should not access 2001:1111:10/28 host web service.
Yeah.
Okay, it means this IP address should not be able to access this IP address web service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how we can configure it? We can give a command. We have to go to the global configuration mode and then give a command IPv6 access hyphen list Cisco and then deny TCP 2001:1111:10/128. Okay, and then 2001:2222:10/128 equivalent to 80. 80 basically we are just using for web service.
Yeah.
We are just denying the web service traffic on IPv6. And after that basically we are giving a permit rule, permit IPv6 any. It means basically traffic would be blocked when this IP address is trying to access this IP address on port 80. If not, then all the traffic would be allowed.
Yeah. So this is the statement that negate the implicit deny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that, interface faster than 0x0 IPv6 traffic hyphen filter Cisco in. Okay, so it means basically we are implementing this access list to this particular interface. Okay.
Yeah.
After doing that, we can check command show IP access hyphen list, which will show you the configuration of your ACLs. Okay. So here basically our ACL topic is complete. Tomorrow we'll start default routing.
Okay. Our default routing means like what? OSPF?
No. Default routing. Default routing means 0.0.0.0.
Oh, okay, that one. No, I know that there's OSPF default routing. That there's a whole range of different, like different
No,
types
no,
of
no.
LSA, stub route, not so stubby, those sort of stuff.
No, that is basically a part of CCNP.
Yeah, yeah. Let me explain how you're going to be proceed with the CCNP. Is that going to be after this things that we did in the CCNA?
Yeah.
Um,
So after completing the CCNA, basically, I'll just inform them that our CCNA course is completed, and after that, we'll start. After 2-3 days, basically, we'll start CCNP.
Okay, and also I spoke to Vishal about the AWS. No, not the AWS, Azure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. My question is that going to be totally hands-on or is just a theory in the Azure?
No. I'll show you hands-on.
Hands-on.
Yes.
Like you're going to be showing me like the things that you do on an everyday basis.
Yes, I'll do.
So why not we start that early? I mean, instead of jumping into CCMP, we can start that Azure, and then after that we go CCMP.
Yeah, sure. Just confirm with them once. If they are agreeing to that, that sure we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Because this one, I'm just gonna go look for jobs so very fast.
Yeah, by learning Azure, basically you would able to get the job as well. Basically, cloud technology is one of the hottest in the market as of now.
Yeah. So can you tell me exactly what are the things that you're going to be going over in Azure?
So basically means it's like an Azure administrator. Okay. So basically in that you would be having an experience of how you can configure a server on cloud, how you can create a VNet, how the subnet would be calculated, how you can configure your VPNs. Okay. How you can configure a storage, how the storage will be used. Okay. How you can configure an Active Directory, how you can use your load balancers, application gateway, okay, and your front door services. So basically there are multiple products which we have in Azure. So I'll give you the brief background and show you the hands-on experience as well on that.
Okay. And then I have to I have to open an account, right?
Yes, and I'll help you with that as well, how you can open an account.
Yeah, so that one, and then how many sessions is going to be for the Azure?
So basically it would be around 30 days.
30 days?
Yes.
Okay, I think yeah, I'm going to be talking to Vishal and then see if I can instead of jumping into CCNP, because CCNP I can study on my own. I have studied all those things, all those stub route, all those path manipulation, OSPF.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can go BGP, and then after we go BGP, then we can jump into the Azure. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because in this way, I did pretty advanced stuff with the BGP plus OSPF plus EIGRP, lots of advanced stuff. So I've been thinking about it, instead of going over those again, why not I go over on my own, and then in the interim, I do the Azure, and and then once we finish Azure, then we can jump in back to the CCNP again.
Yeah, sure. You can do that. You can just ask them, Quick IT guys, and just once get a confirmation, we'll just start Azure after completing this CCNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better. It looks like Azure has all the features, same features as Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services, they have all those Active Directory configuration,